Hi everybody, welcome back to Cute Nerdy DIY. Today we're going to be doing another squishy makeover and we're going to turn this panda into Rilakkuma. So I got this squishy really cheap. It was, I think, probably about 99p, and yeah, it's not the worst squishy I've ever seen, but it's quite boring. It's got a really strange textured back to it, but it definitely needs a makeover. So as usual, I've not used puffy paint. Instead, I've used a mixture of acrylic paint, PVA glue and shaving foam. For this mixture, basically take about 5 times the amount of PVA glue to acrylic paint and then do a small blob of shaving foam. So the first layer I decided to do white to basically cover everything up because obviously there's blacks we need to cover. I did actually attach a little cord onto it so that I could hang it up whilst it was drying. Now this is definitely make it a lot easier when you're doing squishy makeovers if you've got something like this that you can attach, but you don't have to do that. But basically I'm just covering all the front and all the back. I'm doing it in quite a thick coat because obviously as it dries the PVA will shrink. So you need to make sure you cover up as much of the paint underneath as possible. So you can leave that for a couple of hours or overnight to dry, and once you've done that you can give it a squish to see what it's like, and then you can put the next coat on. So for this I've just used a brown acrylic paint and the same mixture with PVA glue and shaving foam and mixed it all together. Now, because the nose is actually white, I could have left that, but I thought it's probably best if I cover everything up, and even like the ears as well, they would have had to be yellow, but instead I just covered it all in brown to start with anyway. Again, just go over this in a really thick layer. Now this second layer will probably attach better because it's just going over the layer that you've already done, but basically do this as thick as you can. I think sometimes it's easier with the makeovers to use a lollipop stick rather than a brush, just so that you get a nice smooth finish, but they do both work fairly well, so it's up to you if you don't have one or the other. If I'd have done this again, I would have liked to use a lighter shade of brown. Now, I thought this shade was okay, but it actually dried a bit darker. So leave that outside in the heat or overnight to dry, and as you can see, it's got a really nice glazed finish. Now, I probably would have done another coat over this, but I didn't have the time, so as you can see there's a couple of bits of white showing through, but overall I was actually really happy and it is more slow rising now. So the next step is to add the white for his nose. I did start doing this with a lollipop stick and then realised that it would be better using a paintbrush just because then I could be more precise. I didn't actually draw this on before, I was just doing this freehand, but I kept going over with quite a few layers to make sure that it was quite a thick coating and that it looked secure and thick on top. Once that had dried, I then started to draw the ears on. So for this I used a yellow mixture, once again just using the same. I think I might have actually just mixed some yellow into the white mixture that I'd made. And after this I did make it a bit more orange because the mixture was too light. But basically it's just to draw the little insides of his ears, and this doesn't take long at all. Once that's done, you can then start to draw on the nose and the mouth. So I've used a permanent marker for this. You can use a Sharpie. This is just these fine line markers I had. I think they're artist pens, so they've got a bit better precision on the end, but you don't have to use that. Any permanent marker will be fine. And then do the same for the eyes, just draw the little circles on. went around the ears with the marker because I thought it would make them look more defined. But yeah, now he's finished and I'm really happy with it. I have kept the little keychain bit attached, but you can easily cut that off, but make sure you seal the hole if you do that. So overall, in terms of squishiness, it's actually become a lot more slow rising, and I don't know if it was because I used more expensive acrylic paint this time, but the glaze was actually really shiny and looked a lot more like actual puffy paint, so I was really happy with that. But this was quite an easy one. I have got more coming soon. I'm currently making one from, I think, into a cat or something, but I'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, look how cute he is. So thank you for watching again. The support I'm getting is really lovely, and you can subscribe via the subscribe button below, and if you have any ideas for other videos then please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.